Namaskar. Let me welcome you all to today's episode of learning different aspects of playing sitar. Today we have come up with another important and interesting subject, Palta. Now first we will discuss what Palta is. You might be knowing already, but we will cover a little bit for them who don't know. Palta is essentially any number pattern. It can be simple, complex, compound, anything. Any number pattern which repeats on each consecutive note. Typically, we start from the middle octave Sa and reach to the Tar Sa and again come back. So we go forward. We generally will call Arohana or ascending, and then we come back, which is the reverse order or the Avaroha or descending, which we all know. Now, there are two things to understand. In the pattern itself, there is a direction, and how we move overall, ascending or descending, that is also having a direction, right? So, for an example, in the block itself, the pattern, I am calling it as block for understanding. In the block itself, there is a direction. For an example, if we choose, so you see, this is a block. So 1, 2, 3. So in the block itself, we are going from lower note to higher note. Sa, then higher note Re, then higher note Ga, right? Or we can go Sa, Ga, Pa. It can be consecutive note or skip note, whatever. But the direction is from lower to higher. So that is called the Varna. Arohi Varna means the ascending order within the block itself. And how we move forward, that is the Gati. For an example, Sa Re Ga, then we are going to Re Ga Ma. So we did in Sa, then we are going on Re, then we are starting the same pattern from Ga, then we are starting the same pattern from Ma. So this is called the Gati. So Varna and Gati. Okay, we can have, generally we do Arohi Varna, Arohi Gati, and Avarohi Varna, Avarohi Gati. So if we do this very simple Palta, let's take 4, Sa Re Ga Ma. So within the block itself, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why it is Sa Re Ga Ma. Sa is 1, Re is 2, Ga is 3, Ma is 4. So again, once we are doing from Re, Re Ga Ma Pa, then at that point of time, Re is 1, Ga is 2, Ma is 3, Pa is 4, like that. Then we start from Ga. Then at that point, so no need to think. Overall 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4, 6. That is one way of thinking. And in my opinion, easier way to thinking to interpret any Palta, think it as a number pattern and then repeat it on each note. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because we know the consecutive notes, because we know the sapat Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni, Sa. This is the sequence of consecutive note, and it is in Palta, the pattern is repeated on each consecutive note. So interestingly, probably no rag will allow us to play Palta in it. Generally Palta is played on the scale, right? Because there are certain rules of the rag. For an example, exclusion or inclusion rule. For an example, in Yaman, Sa, we cannot play Nisa Rega, or we cannot sing Nisa Rega. So we cannot do Nisa Rega, Sa Re Ga Ma. We have to do Ni Re Ga Ma to save the rag. So you might ask, if any rag does not allow to play Palta or sing Palta, then what is the point of playing Palta? It is very interesting. We will come to that. Let's discuss what is the utility of Palta. Okay. Once we learn any language, we first learn the alphabets, vowels, consonants. Then we learn small words by combining those vowels and consonants. A for apple, B for bat, C for cat, D for dog, etc. Then we learn little longer words, not the small words, maybe education or children, correct, like that. And once we go higher in terms of learning the language, we learn even more difficult and complex words and how to combine those words to form a phrase, sentence, paragraph, and some essay, some story, so on and so forth. So unless and until in terms of language, music. So music is also another language, and the beauty of classical music is how it is different from other forms of music. Sometimes those other forms of music are prefixed, but learning classical music is just like learning another language in which we will express our feelings, express our ideas through the language of music. So to be able to express our ideas in impromptu way and candid way and spontaneous way in the language of music, we need to have good grasp and control over the notes, note sequence, patterns, different types of patterns, because different ragas demand different way of movement, different rules which are imposed in the raga, and this will help us to build our new phrases. Initially we play the patterns of paltas which are given by our teacher or guru, but going forward we should be able to build our own palta, own number pattern, and then convert it to the musical phrase, musical ideas. What are the possibilities? What are the different ways of combination, permutation combination between notes, between different combination of notes, between different numbers of notes, 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes. There can be skipped notes. There can be consecutive notes, simple. There can be compound paltas. By combining 2 simple paltas, we can make compound palta. There can be very difficult and very complicated sequence of number sequence that we can convert to palta. So more we learn palta, more we practice palta, more we think about palta, right? Not only doing is not enough, we have to think also. More we think about palta, more we compose paltas, we will have better grasp on the note sequence and better capability to build different types of musical phrases going forward, right? And that will help to build our own phrases, build our own sentences, right? When we will actually perform, it will help us to improvise because we will have better control on the sequence of notes, and we will have ease. So that is one of the most important utility of palta. Second thing is to be able to play in subconscious. We deal with more different types of patterns. We actually don't need to think how to execute. Both the hands will be ready to execute without our involved thought process, without our conscious effort. So we can execute different phrases in subconscious. And third important point is the riyaz, to have ease and to have good flow in our execution. That's why palta is important, just like sapat practice. And there are innumerable, infinite possibilities of creating different paltas because there is no limit of creating different number patterns. Okay. These are the 3 utilities, major utilities. There are other utilities also, other benefits also, but these 3 are the major benefits as I realized. And as the gurus have explained, and over the period of time I have understood. Now why it is called palta? Some people call it alankar. I don't know why some people call paltas or alankar. Alankar, in my opinion, is a generic or umbrella term of beautifying. Once we make things simple, and how we beautify it, how we embellish it, right? How we do the ornamentation. That is called alankar. For an example, sa. This is very straightforward way of singing sa or playing sa. And once we decorate it, sa. So this is decoration or ornamentation or embellishment, which actually needs to be called as alankar. There can be alankar in alap, tan, in every possible phase of musical performance. There can be alankar, But why paltas are called alankar, I have not got any logical thinking behind it. So we will call it as palta. But just to know, once we discuss with some other peoples, other musicians, other students, some people call paltas as alankar as well, just for our understanding. Okay, so these are the benefits of palta. Now we will, I think palta is such a vast subject, we cannot conclude palta within one episode. We will have multiple episodes on palta. So today we will discuss different types of paltas. First one is the consecutive note palta. For an example, char ka palta and how to play. First we need to play slower tempo and gradually we need to increase the tempo, but the tempo should not be fluctuating while practicing, right? So we need to involve tabla in it. I am setting tabla in certain tempo and I am playing in single speed first and in double speed then in double speed. And generally everyone starts playing from sa to sa, but I advise my students to start playing palta from pa to ga and then ga to pa. Then we will have good grasp from neck to neck, right? All the octaves, lower octave, middle octave and higher octave, all these octaves we will touch. So I will take this very simple palta, sa re ga ma, or 1, 2, 3, 4. First we will play in single speed, then in double speed. Here I have used Arohi Varna and Arohi Gati. Now we will do Avarohi Varna throughout. First Arohi Gati and then Avarohi Gati. I will use this time I have used Avarohi Varna throughout. Now next cycle I will use Arohi Varna throughout. See, then da. Sorry, my bad. In subconscious mind, I picked up Avarohi Varna while doing the Avaroha, which is the normal way. Let me start. Now we will, in Arohan we will do Avarohi Varna and in Avaroha we will do Arohi Varna. Yeah. I will play in 4 sequence, 4 loops. First one are normal, second one throughout with Arohi Varna, third one throughout with Avarohi Varna, and fourth one Arohi Varna Avarohi Gati, Avarohi Varna Arohi Gati. Okay. See. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, to keep the episode short, we will conclude our session today here. In the next episode, probably we will discuss what are the different types of paltas, like what is the simple palta, complex palta, compound palta, simple palta, complex palta, compound palta. All these things we will discuss, and we will learn a few more number patterns, how to convert the different number patterns into palta. All those aspects we will learn gradually. The palta which we have discussed today, it is one of the most important palta for Riyaz. Actually, I try to practice this every day. In fact, in one of the workshops which took place, I think in 1998 and 2000 both, I don't remember in which workshop, in West Bengal, in Calcutta, it was conducted by Ustad Amjad Ali Khan Sahab for 3 consecutive days. This happened. This repeated twice. Once in 1998, another one in 2000. We, the students, approached him and asked, Ustadji, please advise us what we should practice. Then he told, Palto ka riyaz karo. It is so effective. He just used this word, Palto ka riyaz karo. Then we asked, which palta is most effective? Which is Sare Gama Re Gama Pa. That's what he told. So the same palta we have discussed today. I hope this episode is helpful for you. Please include this in your daily practice and also understand the concepts which we have discussed in this session. I wish you all the best. Stay in tune and stay musical. Thank you. Namaskar.